Briggs, your first spring training. How's it going?
It's going great. I mean, having a blast. Been soaking it all in, just trying to be a sponge. It's been really nice talking to the vets, talking to all the guys, and just experiencing it all. I'm loving it.
So let's go back to your draft last year. What was that process like for you?
That was amazing. Being a high school kid, having my senior year, the way it all planned out, means everything I could have dreamed of. I was had a high anticipation on the draft and what that would have looked like for me. And the Braves ended up picking me up. That was my childhood team. I grew up a Braves fan, so it worked great.
Well, that was going to be my next question. North Carolina kid,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah,
you had to be you're in Braves country, basically,
absolutely.
right?
Yeah, no doubt.
Did you go to games as a kid or growing up?
Yes, sir, I did. Yeah, that was. I mean, like I said, the closest team to me. So primarily it was Braves game. It was all Braves country out there.
Yeah. So talk about your kind of history as a pitcher. Have you always pitched? Has always been your passion to be a pitcher?
Yeah, I'd say pitching. I mean, I started out in the outfield, so I think that's where I picked up my arm early
Okay.
on, just making throws from the warning track, trying to gun guys out at third at home. But then when it came to kid pitch, I would naturally transition to the mound, and I just always kind of had an arm for that. So
So were scouts coming around even in your junior year? Or did that happen your senior year, or how did you kind of get on the radar as a
yeah,
pitcher?
I mean, it started out with the college attention. I had it as early as the fall of my freshman year.
Okay.
And I think with that attention, I started getting,
All of your freshman year. Have you
yes,
been kind of on the circuit a little
I
bit?
was
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah, I would say, like I said, I got started playing with a good travel club that year. Got to play in some big tournaments down here in Florida, and that sparked it all with college. And then, especially after committing, being an LSU commit, I'd say probably by junior year, I was on most teams' radar. And then senior year came around, and next thing you know, I got all the guns in the stands, and it was pretty cool. So,
Wow,
yeah.
wow. That's got to be intimidating though a little bit, right? To have all that going on behind you when you're trying to concentrate on helping your high school team.
Yeah, a little bit, but I feel like I handled it well. Playing on a high caliber team in the summer kind of helped me for that. There was always scouts out there, getting the chance to play in great events like East Coast Pro and All American Game. Kind of, also made me adjust. So when it was high school, it was a little different because I knew they were all there just for me. So there probably was a little added pressure, but I mean, it was just it's pitching. That's what I do. So
Make sure you're okay. You're good. We're good. Well, so the decision to whether you were going to sign with the Braves or LSU, did you have a mindset going in about I've got to be in this round or I've got to have reached this amount of money or I mean, what were you think? Because LSU, that's an enticing school to have an opportunity to go play for, right?
yeah, yeah. It was really a tough decision. But being the kind of type of kid I am, there was a lot of thought and prayer that went into that leading up to it, and so I decided with my family what was worth foregoing LSU, foregoing college, and it honestly was a high price tag. I thought very highly of that program.
Mm-hmm.
Would have loved to play for them. And so after the draft planned out, it really had nothing to do with the round. It was more about what was the worth and also the club. And so when it came to it, and it was the Braves, and it was the right dollar, it just it felt perfect. It felt like it was the answer I was looking for. So
So you weren't disappointed to fall into the fourth round or anything
no,
like that. You didn't
no,
care about that.
no,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
didn't bother me at all.
Yeah. All right. So what kind of pitcher were you in high school, and how any difference with what you are right now in your first spring training?
Well, I'd say in high school, I was primarily a fastball slider type of guy, sweeper, I guess you can call it. Coming into pro ball, that's still my bread and butter. But I've learned a lot about my pitches. I've always had a changeup in my back pocket, but in pro ball, I've learned that it plays a whole lot better against these hitters that are aggressive on the fastball. So that has been a weapon for me. I've been able to use and take advantage of. And so far, I mean, I feel like I've gotten deeper in my arsenal with that pitch.
Really,
So yeah.
really. Can you feel the difference now, even being here for a little bit of time, compared to a year ago when you were
Oh
getting
yeah.
ready the senior year?
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
mean, all my stuff just looks better. It's jumping. I mean, I have, velo starting to tick up, the average. So I have high hopes and anticipation for this year. Hope I see a jump in my stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So the first full year, if you're able to go to a full season team,
Yeah.
That's a long season,
Yeah.
and you got to kind of prepare mentally and physically for that, don't you? I'm sure you've been talked about that with your coaches and everything, because it's a little bit different than the high school ranks, right?
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, you're looking forward to that.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely gonna be a big jump from high school where you play 30 games a year if you're lucky.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for it. That's what this whole off season's been all last year too. Strength camp is just building my body up, getting me physically ready for that. Mentally, I feel like I'm there. I'm excited. So yeah.
So what's this Mackenzie Gore stuff? Every time I see your name, it's Mackenzie Gore right there. Is that just North Carolina, or being the lefty, or what?
I mean, yeah, we have a lot of similarities. Same state, same name. I think that just makes us alike. But I mean, I've never met Mackenzie Gore. I don't, I feel like we have a lot of similarities, but also not.
Yeah.
Our mechanics are quite different. But
That has to be
that's
cool,
a pretty
though.
good comp. I
That's
like that a
pretty
lot.
big, pretty
Yeah,
cool to be compared to a big league pitcher, though, right?
yeah, very cool. Yeah.
You know, and he was a huge prospect when he was coming out
Yeah.
before and everything. So, well, hey, good luck to you. Thank you so much for your time. We look forward to monitoring you all during the season. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All
Thank you,
right.
sir.
Thank you, sir.